Cool. Okay, so in the video that I made yesterday talking about the disconnect that I have between like recognizing myself when I see myself in other medias besides like my head, it made me think about the disconnect between my real self and my dream self, you know, my mental self, the version of me that I have in my head when I envision like my dream life, all my goals accomplished, blah blah blah. And that made me think, is my dream self ever really attainable? I'm not going to lie to you that the disconnect between who I am in real life and who I am in my head is quite large. There's a very big gap there. I think honestly it's probably why I'm like so anguished all the time. But I'm kind of thinking I don't ever think that I am going to be able to fully reach that dream me. And I'm sure you're probably like, well, yeah, duh, you know, that's just how it is. And you're absolutely right. You know, I've never thought fully like, oh, I'm gonna be this perfect person one day. But what I do think I overestimate how much I'll really accomplish. Not necessarily be able to accomplish, because I know that like you can really accomplish anything if you work at it, but I don't know how much I'm really gonna work at that. One thing I really have been trying to do lately is to lower my standards for myself. In one of the Vlogbrother videos, or maybe it was from Hank's channel, nonetheless, Hank Green said this in a video, that essentially you have to strive for 80% because 100% is never attainable, and you'll feel a lot better with yourself if you set your highest to 80%, because 80% is a lot more achievable than 100. And I feel like I set my own standards in the more like 110 to 150% range, and I don't know, it both inspires me a lot and discourages me a lot, you know what I mean? And I just know that I want to remain having, you know, high goals. I want to keep striving and keep having a lot of ambitions in my life, right? But I don't want to make them so grand that I spend my whole life in anguish of who I'm never going to be able to be, or in anguish of what I haven't done, and look at what this person's done and I haven't done that, and we're like the same age and they've done so much. And it's just not healthy for me to do that. Like, it really does cause me so much emotional turmoil to think in those terms, and it's not easy to stop because I have big dreams and I always have. But I think it's a very tough awakening to realize perhaps that my eyes are too big for my mental stomach, so to speak. And I should clarify, I don't think that means that I'm going to be abandoning any goals. I think that means I need to like alter the threshold of those goals and maybe change some of the goals to something that's a little bit more achievable within my means. And those aren't the same thing, because what I mean by threshold, I mean like level of success in respect to that specific goal. But the latter being, say, okay, I have for a really long time wanted to get into one or more Ivy League schools, except I don't know what I want a degree in. I'm in school right now because I like learning, and I have the ability to take like community college classes, you know, for that purpose. And I don't want to be aimless forever, at least not in the educational field. I don't want to be aimless forever. But when I think about it, like, really, I only want to get into an Ivy League school so that I can have something to be like, look, you know, I'm smart. Look, you can really see that I'm smart now. And I have been grappling with the thought process that I need to alter and change that goal to, I want to have all A's in my semester. I want to get onto the dean's list or the president's list, instead of something like I want to go to an Ivy League, where when you think about it realistically, I don't know what I want to study. I don't know if emotionally I can handle moving across the country away from like everything I've ever known. And I definitely can't handle all of that debt if I don't know what I want to do, you know? So, I don't think we're ever going to be able to be 100% of our dream selves. But we can definitely be at least 80% of them. And we should alter our ambitions to reflect that 80%. Because, you know, I know you and me are both capable of achieving great things, but there's no point in making your goals impossible. And you need to be realistic about what's possible and what's not. Because if you're always striving for the impossible, then girl, your life's not going to be like the happiest until you change that. Take it from me, you know? Yeah. I don't know. This just kind of, I just wanted to like word vomit for a while. Hopefully this has like helped you kind of like rationalize your goals. I definitely need to rationalize a lot of mine. I'm very hard on myself, I think. Which is also hard to admit, because I don't think I'm hard on myself. I think that I'm like really lazy. I really need to work harder. But jury's still out on that one. So, I don't know. If you have thoughts on them, if you have thoughts on this, feel free to share, because I think this is a very interesting discussion, you know? And see you later. Thanks for tuning in.